Demons request air conditioning. Demons request air conditioning. Yes. If you watched any kind of news clip last night, which I rarely do, but I had to because I saw this clip available that Demon Goomer from New York, the Demon New York Goomer, Chuck Schumer, and a bunch of others, they're requesting air conditioning. You say, really? At the Capitol? Yeah, they were out there doing interviews and making speeches about needing air conditioning. And the kind of air conditioning I'm talking about is the kind that when I grew up, I never heard people ask for this, because I thought we lived in a free country. I thought we had a constitution. I thought we had the First Amendment. I thought you could say stuff and do stuff. But he came out yesterday, scolding the people who released the J6 videos, which belong to the people anyway, because they were recorded in the people's houses, on Capitol Hill. And people that went to jail never got access to them either. I believe there'll be some things overturned, I would think. And there's another one out today. I stayed up a little late last night hoping I would see the second episode. I saw part of it where they interviewed one of the policemen from that day that had a red hat on or something. I think they ended up getting rid of him or something because of that. It's all propaganda. Air conditioning. See, that's part of the controlled speech. They are taking the next Trib step. This is a Trib update from TribFish, and I'm telling you, they're taking their steps. Things that we didn't see when I was growing up. Ain't nobody come out and say, "Oh, you can't say that." They would have been laughed off the stage. But the demon air conditioning requesters that want to control everything, they're all part of the same team, and that was pointed out too last night, I believe. Yeah, they're just all part of the same team. They're all saying the same thing. They don't want you knowing what they do at their little playground. Don't you understand? That is it. I mean, that's it. They have a playground in Washington where they can do insider trading, and they can send money to other countries and get kickbacks in various ways that may even actually be legal in some ways. They give their friends some special privileges in special countries and send money, and they let them go do some rebuilding after they, start some wars, or give people money to keep wars going and tear up stuff and blow up bombs. And they probably have friends that are part of the bomb building industry and tank building industry and bullet producing industry, and they just keep it all stirred up. What a great racket. That's kind of like I remember years ago I read something about this guy that he had a glass company in a small town, and his business wasn't doing very good, so he hired a couple of boys to go out with some BB guns and just kind of go out randomly and shoot some windows out. Well, they found out about it, but what a way to go. Go shoot some windows out, and then guess who they call? The only game in town that can come and fix those windows. That's a good way to generate some income. Boy, I bet those windows were expensive. You only have a couple left, huh? Those will cost you some money. Same thing, this air conditioning going on, I call it air conditioning because we're on the cloud, and the power of the prince of the air, I think that's a biblical thing. I'll see if I can look it up and post it down here, but the prince and the power of the air is Satan, and we are headed toward scriptural prophecy that is prophesied in Revelation and some other verses, and I'm thinking the Thessalonians, and like I said yesterday or a couple days ago, Yeshua talked about in the last days. And we'll keep marching on. Right now we're still in the days of Noah, before Noah, people are still marrying and giving in marriage and all that stuff, because a lot of people aren't woke up. The purpose of this is to wake you up. If you're not paying attention, they are ratcheting up what they intend to do. They intend to shut you and me up. They intend to control your money, like I talked about in the last video with the central digital or central bank digital currency, CBDC. I have to get that up where it roll off my tongue. The CBDC, central bank digital currency. So they're trying to roll that out. Of course, when they have that, they get rid of cash. Then everything that you do and buy and sell, and it's revelation. Everything you do and buy and sell and trade and everything, they won't need all their 1099s anymore, because they'll just have it all in their central bank digital currency record, because that's the only way you can do anything. And anybody trying to do anything different, well, first of all, the banks won't take your cash. They'll get to a point where they won't take cash. It will be worthless, as it is already, actually. I mean, our cash is worthless already, right? I mean, just go print some. I don't know why they get mad at counterfeiters. I mean, that's what we have anyway. It's not backed by any currency. I heard someone say the other day that they don't believe there's any money or any gold in Fort Knox. Probably not. I've heard that for years. And I heard that somebody wanted some gold that was owed to them. Was it China? I'm not sure. I heard the story the other day and our government told them they had to wait so many years to get it. And they speculate that's because they don't have it. They got to get it together to give it to them. Wow. Things have really changed. You know, that Social Security lockbox we kept hearing about from, I don't know, Al Gore and different people over the years. Oh, we got a Social Security lockbox. Do we? Do we have a Social Security lockbox? Because they keep saying that we're about out of money. That thing should be, busting at the seams full of that little box, because it was started, during FDR? There shouldn't be anything coming out of it except what's going to the people that put into it. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're giving a lot of it out to people that didn't put into it. I knew it used to be that you had to put in so many quarters, like 10 quarters of earnings, I think. It seemed like that was it. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's it, though. I believe you had to put in like 10 quarters of earnings before you were even eligible to have it at age 65. See, they keep bumping it up to, I think it's 67 now that you can get it. And somebody was joking the other day that next thing you know it's going to be up to 80. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm 72 probably pretty soon. 70, I think some of them are 70 already before they can get Social Security. And there's not much to it anyway. Definitely is not a living wage, as they say. So you're going to be dependent on the government, and you're going to be dependent on Medicare if you don't have some other type of income or can't keep working. And with AI and everything else coming in, that's going to lead to more tribulation. Are you understanding that we are, as far as I'm concerned, and what I believe, we are in the beginning stages of tribulation? We see it in our speech that people are trying to take away from it. We see them locking up people in our free country, locking them up without due process that's in the Constitution. We see them more and more trying to take our guns, which is the Second Amendment and says will not be infringed. We see people going to the Senate floor, the Senate majority leader, and basically telling another media company, most of them they can control, and I wouldn't doubt they have some control, even on the one at Fox that they were trying to get to shut down, Tucker Carlson, because he was released, him and the majority leader of the House now, they got together and released the Well, they released some of the videos. Now, McCarthy had said that he was going to release it to the public. He really didn't. He needs to make them available to everybody so everybody can go through them, because there's always going to be that question. Well, you know, they were saying, even the majority leader last night was saying, yeah, he was selective in the videos he's showing. Okay, but make them all available where we can go through every single one of them. I want to see and be able to compare the percentages of the hoodlums that were tearing up stuff. I'm not sitting here saying that there wasn't anybody that was not acting properly and tearing up stuff, just like they weren't in Baltimore and Portland and other places back in 2020. There was a bunch of them like that. And I hope you like me are not happy with it, because it was nothing but lies anyway. You have to see the whole picture and be able to see the whole picture, or people are going to control you. And that's just the way it is right now with everything. People trying to act like the economy's getting better and all this good stuff, and it's not. I don't know if you're paying attention, but there's a lot of things going on that are detrimental to this country and to the world, actually. I mean, as far as from the printing the money and raising the interest rates, there's nobody can really move unless they have to, and then if they do, they're going to lose their shirt. They're going to lose any kind of equity or anything they may have in their house. And I guess that's why we have to have faith in Yahweh. As believers and followers of Yeshua, we have to have faith in Yahweh that He will provide for us. So I had the video yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, on the 7th or 8th, I put out that talked about the SNAP benefits coming to an end. So that's going to affect a lot of folks. And then now we have people trying to quash our free speech, which they were doing that on J6 anyway. They did not like people protesting the election. And that's what it was all about, was protesting the election. And I believe that they infiltrated and stirred up a lot of folks in that regard, with a lot of players out into the crowd, including that Epps guy and different people. But they'll probably get all into that, I'm sure, here shortly. Like I said, there was hoodlums there. There was people tearing up stuff. There was no need for that. A peaceful protest would have been just fine. But they set that up. You can see on those videos where they opened the doors and walked people through, and people were like pulling the fence back and everything else. So this was not really good as far as any kind of security, and they turned it down. So anyway, this isn't a thing about all that. I'm just telling you that the demons are wanting air conditioning. They're wanting to condition this air where you can't say what you want to in it. So think about it, pray for people, and I'll see you later. Have a good one.